What gets measured gets managed. That's a Peter Drucker quote for anyone that's interested. You may be, but he's not really relevant to this conversation. So if you don't know him, not a big deal. So I think it's extremely important that we have to track our habits to know how we're doing. If not, we're kind of flying blind. A good example of how this paid off for me personally was years ago. I would just say like, oh, when I'm traveling, like I'm not too worried about working out, like doing strength training. As long as I'm walking and I'm active, I'm good to go. And I'm not that worried about my nutrition because again, it's just this one time. It's just this one thing. And when I got to the point to where I wasn't seeing the kind of progress I wanted to, then I finally was like, you know what? I need to track this more diligently and see what's going on. And what was eye opening, this was just a couple years ago, was that I realized it was like, holy smokes, I am not executing near as consistently as I thought I was. And the reason is because it really boiled down to travel. I was traveling more for like different speaking things and work stuff and some fun stuff too. But the frequency of travel had picked up to the point to where when I was like, it's not that important because I'm traveling, like that's okay. Those times were just happening so often that I had no idea how bad my consistency really was because those events were popping up all the time. So it's for that reason, like even someone that's been, such as myself, that's been doing this for 20 plus years, even I've got blind spots. And this was something that had I have not tracked my habits, I would have had no idea I had this huge gap or this huge blind spot that I was missing. And so, again, that's a personal example, and that's why I think it's very important to track your habits with whether it's pen and paper, going old school, or using some sort of device on your phone. I think when it comes to forming habits, we have to begin by measuring and tracking so that we can see how we're executing. I think this is extremely important to do. So think of it as like establishing a baseline. If you don't know where you're at, it's hard to know where to go. It's hard to know what you need to optimize. So when it comes to tracking, because I've made the mistake personally, and I've seen other people make the mistake where they start tracking 47 things, and then it's exhausting and you never actually get anything done because you're spending all day tracking. So what I would look at would be to pick like, anywhere from 1 to 4 things and measure them with some sort of habit tracker, again, whether it's pen and paper or an app or something on your phone. And so when I break down what I'm tracking, I tend to recommend something from different categories. All right, since we're talking specific to this challenge, it could be something like movement or exercise related. So it could be like, for that category, it could be like, how many workouts am I doing? How many times am I going for a walk? How many steps am I getting in a day? And then I would look at like another category, be what's one thing I want to measure with my nutrition. It could be like, I want to make sure my alcohol intake's in check. I want to make sure my calories are in check. I want to make sure I'm limiting the number of sweets or the number of times I eat out. And then one other category could be something more stress management related. Hey, I want to see like how many times am I doing activities that help kind of reduce my stress? How's my sleep? How's my recovery or stretching or other things that I'm doing to, again, try to calm the nerves. So again, I think to wrap this up, it's extremely important that we measure how we're doing. And in doing so, I would look at like, how can I measure 1, maybe 2, don't go crazy, different things in various categories. So collectively, you're measuring a total of 1 to 4 things, but I would try to divide them up so that it's something like more movement or workout based, something more nutrition based, and then something more like stress management or recovery based. So that's all I got for today. I hope you found this helpful. Talk soon.